Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome to Quick Tips. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm going to be telling you how many exercises should you perform. There are several factors that are going to dictate how many exercises you should perform in the gym. One of those is going to be the experience of the lifter. This may seem counterintuitive, but the more of a beginner you are, the more exercises you are going to perform. Rather, where if you are more advanced, you're going to be performing fewer exercises, because if you are more of a beginner, you're going to be training more body parts in the gym because you're going to be training fewer days, so there will be more exercises. Whereas somebody who is more advanced, they're going to be doing more specialized workouts on certain areas, so they're going to perform fewer exercises because they're going to need a lot more time to recover in order to get the recovery required for those specific exercises. Next, we need to take a look at the fitness level of the athlete. If you are somebody who is very well conditioned, then you're going to be able to perform a lot more exercises because you're going to be able to recover a lot quicker. Whereas if you are somebody who is very deconditioned, you're going to perform fewer exercises because you're going to need a lot more time to recover. Next, we need to take a look at the training goal. If you are training for strength versus hypertrophy versus endurance, it's going to be very different. Somebody who is training for strength, there are going to be a high number of sets and a high amount of rest needed, which means there are going to be fewer exercises performed per hour. Whereas somebody who's doing hypertrophy, they're going to be doing a moderate number of sets with moderate rest, and therefore a moderate number of exercises. And then for somebody who's training endurance, they're going to be doing a low number of sets and low rest periods, which means they're going to be able to perform a high amount of exercises. So for somebody who's training primarily for strength, you can do something like 1 to 6 exercises per workout. For somebody who is training for hypertrophy, that's going to be anywhere from 4 to 10. And for somebody who is training endurance, 6 or more exercises is going to be beneficial. And these are all just general guidelines. Next, we have to take a look at the type of exercise that you are performing. There are 3 main types of exercises: power, core or compound, and then assistance or isolation. A power exercise is a compound or a core exercise performed explosively. So something like a snatch. When you are performing those exercises, they are very physically demanding and you're going to need a lot of rest. So if you're performing a lot of power exercises, there are going to be fewer exercises in the training program. Whereas if you are performing a core or compound exercise, that is a multi-joint movement, things like squatting, bench pressing, and pulling. So because it is not as explosive, you're not going to need quite as much rest, and therefore you can perform a few more exercises. And then something like assistance or isolation training, if you are doing isolation like bicep curls, tricep extensions, knee extension, hamstring curls, those are going to be a lot smaller and a lot less strenuous, which means you're not going to need as much time to recover, so you can perform a lot more exercises if you are doing assistance or isolation exercise. Then we have to take a look at the type of training. If you are doing straight sets versus supersets versus giant sets or circuits, that's going to dictate how many exercises, because if you are performing straight sets, that means you're performing 1 exercise at a time. You're going to need more rest, which means you're not going to have as much time per hour per exercise, so you're going to perform fewer exercises. Whereas supersets, you're performing 2 exercises back to back. So you can minimize your rest a little bit more, which means you can perform more exercises if you are performing supersets. And then if you are performing something like giant sets or circuits, you're performing multiple exercises back to back to back to back to back. So because you're not going to be resting quite as much, you can perform a lot more exercises if you are performing giant sets or circuits as opposed to something like straight sets. But those are just a few ideas to give you an idea of how many exercises you should be performing. Thanks for hanging around until the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like the video and comment down in the comment section, as it would really help out with the algorithm. And also share this video so we can help get this information out to as many people as possible. And also subscribe to the channel by clicking on the icon in the bottom right hand corner and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the videos. For those of you interested in health optimization, you can check out the video in the top right corner where I discuss the 6 foundation principles. And for those of you interested in optimizing your performance, then consider becoming a member. It's only $5 per month, and you get a ton of perks, including exclusive access to this program design lecture series playlist above my head.